Hi guys, do you balance? Is it like a thing you do? Is it like a thing you do? If you hear squeaking, I'm not farting. Obviously, it's literally the like bed, like it makes like a sound. Like when I I don't know why. It doesn't have like springs, it just makes a sound. Like it sounds like it does because I don't know, what does a bed with springs sound like? How would I know? I've never had one of those. I don't know what that sounds like. I don't really want to. That sounds so uncomfortable. Actually, maybe I did when I was younger, like really younger. Like 5, I don't know, 4. Maybe not, I don't know. I have no idea. Genuinely, I don't know. Anyway, guys, I wanted to make a video, but some of you are gonna think I'm crazy because it's like about telepathy with spirits that are not human. So you're gonna be, you're either gonna already think I'm crazy or you're gonna like hear me out and realize that it actually isn't that crazy and doesn't make sense for it to be that crazy. So I wanted to talk about how, I don't know if you guys know this, if you do know about like telepathy and deities. If you don't, that's fine, like you don't have to leave. But like what I was gonna say, this doesn't have a cap, I lost it. So I don't know. Hopefully I'm gonna use the whole thing before I drop it on the ground someday. You know, I can't put it in my pocket, like half of its purpose is gone. But you know, if I use the whole thing before it's out, I don't know how much is in here, then that would be good. But like I don't want to use it so fast that I'm wasteful, you know? Okay, that's about how far it goes. Wait, I have to put it back. This is so difficult for no reason. You know when it doesn't go back in without like pressure? Like for no reason. I don't know, is there a reason? I just said for no reason. Like I think I just say for no reason at random times and like it doesn't mean anything. I'll randomly just say something and then be like for no reason. And then I'm like, maybe there was a reason. Like I didn't even let that be a thing. So yeah. I guess what I wanted to tell you guys, I don't know if other people notice this or not, or if I'm wrong. I'm always like, imagine I'm wrong, that'll be like embarrassing. But what's wrong with being wrong? Literally nothing. I'm only talking about my perspective, so even if I got like something technical wrong about it, like it's still just, okay, that's what I experienced at that point in time. So it's like not that big of a deal. I just make things embarrassing for no reason a lot. And I'm like, but if this were like embarrassing, or if it's supposed to be embarrassing, wouldn't it be so bad if I found out and then I have to force myself to be embarrassed about something I wasn't going to be embarrassed about? I think always, anytime you're embarrassed, it's a choice. Like somebody literally deliberately was like, okay, this is like supposed to be embarrassing. Like I'm gonna let myself be embarrassed about that, because the only times I feel like I'm embarrassed about something, it's something that I think I'm like supposed to be embarrassed about. Like otherwise I don't care, because why would you care? I don't know, do people care? Or do people force themselves to be embarrassed about something and pretend they have an ego? I think the only flaw of the ego is that it thinks that it exists, but I think it doesn't, because I think it's just like a part of the soul. And I think that if a soul just isn't like, it would be weird if I said disciplined, but I mean it not in like a weird way. I mean it more so in a way where it's like you don't like automatically like do everything that like would be against your morals, like, or whatever, or like you don't like self-sabotage, right? Then I think that would be like discipline is like you didn't do that, like maybe you thought of it but you didn't do it, or like you didn't even think of it, like, you know what I mean? Yeah, like I think that's like really discipline. Like I think discipline doesn't have to be something like severe, like I don't know. So yeah, what was I even saying? Like I don't even know what I was saying. But the overall, oh yeah, so I think the flaw of the ego is that it thinks that it exists, and the ego is always worried about like trying to like take itself apart more so that you feel like you're becoming more humble, when maybe you're doing something positive for you, but maybe you're just wasting your time. And I think another flaw of the ego is or the ego aspect of the soul is just the whole like don't know. What was I gonna say? Sometimes I'm just like, what was this idea again? Like, what was this concept? I just have like lemon water, like hot lemon water. I don't know. So yeah, I guess like the flaw of the ego is that it's trying to make itself smaller and shaming itself for existing when it's really just like an aspect of the soul, I think. I don't know. Oh, it says that on both sides. I bought this mug for my dad like a long time ago, but I mean, it's not like one he uses that much, I don't think, because he has like a lot, so I'm using it, but whatever, all the mugs we just all use, like, but you get what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know that it even said that on both sides. I could have sworn it only said that on one side, and that was the side that got chipped, so then I'm like so surprised that it says it twice. Like, I don't know why I never would have noticed that ever, but like it could have always been there. I could have just missed that, but it could be like a weird timeline hop, I don't know. It's probably just always been like that. Who knows? What I was gonna say is I think the flaw of the ego is that it thinks that it exists, so it wants to like destroy itself or shames itself for like self-sabotaging behavior, making itself worse, or thinks that it's like hurting itself even when it's not, or shames itself for that type of thing. And then that just like continues the cycle. So it's like the concept of the ego even existing, it's like, in my opinion, it kind of just like continues a cycle in some way if it's like dysfunctional. Which I think if the ego thinks that it exists, it's usually dysfunctional because it's just a part of the soul. So the soul should have had a right to do a lot of what they were doing anyway, unless they're like actually like obviously destroying their own morality in a lot of ways. I love the steam from the drink. Like, it's like the best thing ever, you know? It's really like one of the best things ever. You can barely even see it, but like it's just an addition to the human experience that I really appreciate. Like, I really like some of the details, except I don't like the little fuzz that was on the side of the mug, you know? So, yeah. I wanted to talk to you guys about like how sometimes I think that when you work with a deity, it feel like when they talk to you, they can talk like through you in a way, or it's not always talking, but like sometimes when they work with you, it feels like it's like coming from a part of yourself, even though it's just like the part of yourself that's being like grown by them or like improved by them. Like, I think sometimes that's the aspect of you that like they communicate through, is the part that they're improving. But like some of it comes from you, some of it comes from them, but it's like the part of you that they're improving can also be the part, well, I think a lot of the time that is the part of you that they use to communicate with you, which is so interesting. So I wanted to say like that there's like I guess like I want to working with a primordial goddess, I wanted to say something interesting is that it doesn't ever feel like when she's communicating to me that it's like through my soul, even when it partially comes from me as well, or like her like impacting me. It actually feels more like not like physically feeling like a sensation. It's more like if I had to take the energy and like put it into words, then I would say like it feels that way, not like a physical sensation. It's not like, which I have experienced one moment where it felt like my crown chakra had like a puzzle piece that was like moving when I was talking to somebody one time, and that freaked me out, but I haven't had anything like that happen since then. So if that's like a common thing that people always have, then like I haven't really had that very much, so I haven't really got there, I guess. Like that scared me. I didn't enjoy it. I kind of did, but I didn't like the idea that like we all live in separate realities to the degree where some people are just experiencing something like that all the time. I was more so like, I would have rather just never found out that other people are experiencing something that severely different than what I'm experiencing, because now I'm scared for you guys because I don't know what you're experiencing, because that's not what I'm experiencing to that like severity. Anyway, so what I would say is like working with a primordial goddess, when she does communicate, sometimes it's more like, I'm talking about like the energy being not tangible. I'm not talking about like a physical sensation in the mind. So it would be like it would feel, because that word can be used so many different ways. So it's like it feels like as if there's like almost like a snake, not really a snake, but like something like that, like wrapped around the head, like the mind, right? But it's not like inside the skull, it would be like outside, because she works very much outside of you, even when there's an aspect of you that she's like bettering. It's an aspect of you that like the whole point is that it's outside of you, but like still a part of you, right? So like her energy will be very much like to you, as if she's saying, look how much you have always been as improved as you currently are. Like it's sort of like working like in retrospect. It's like, here is the best version of you that's ever existed, right? Here's the best version of you that's ever existed that is the current version. But look at how much the version of you that currently exists always existed. It's very like, here's the moment, here's why you're like the best in the current moment that you've ever been, but notice how much in retrospect you've always been the version of you that you currently are, even though it's not true, but like look at how much you always have been. It's like you're continuing the legacy of who you've always been, and that's why the current version of you is amazing. It's because every new detail that you can create right now of yourself, you can find evidence that it existed way back then, you know? So yeah. So I guess what I would say is like how she like communicates, it's kind of like not through your perspective. It is, but it's not, because I think that a lot of deities do work through your perspective, essentially, in a lot of ways. It's not stressful or whatever, but like I think it can freak people out when they realize like how real some spiritual concepts are. I think that can freak people out, but I don't think it's really like supposed to. I don't think that's like the point of it, unless for you it is to like overcome something or whatever. But I guess I would say like her perspective is like or the way that she enhances your perspective, it's like I don't know why I'm like forgetting like what I was gonna say. I don't know why, you know? But yeah. Whatever, guys, maybe you're not gonna hear that part. I also have to think of how to put it into words. Like I literally just had like the energy of like what I wanted to say, where I wanted to go, but I didn't really like put it into words before anyway. So now that I'm like, what was I supposed to say? It was really just energy that I was trying to like translate into what to say to you. It's yeah, what would I even say there? It's more like, I think a primordial goddess would be more likely to say to you, like, why didn't you notice this? Or isn't it funny you didn't notice this, and then just tell you the information rather than just tell you the information or do it through your own perspective. Whereas some goddesses will just do it through your own perspective, and it's like, while around them, the choices that you authentically make on your own mirror like what they're trying to teach you. And it's like a way for them to like communicate through you can literally just be like guiding your choices, but when you think that you're acting in free will the most is like when you're actually choosing what aligns with them as well and what they were trying to teach you. But in my opinion, like some primordial goddesses, which I'm not saying all of them, I don't know, but it'll be a lot more like very like future based, and it'll be, or like not future, I was saying past, I mean thinking past, but I said future because it's more about how it's all the same, how like the future just comes from the past and the past comes from the future. Like it's kind of like weird. Yeah, it's kind of like how it is. I don't know. You either get it or you don't. You either want to get it or you don't. And then some, in my opinion, some just like leave coincidences everywhere and stuff and don't do like a whole lot. But I don't think that's bad. I think it's just like, I don't know, maybe not, but that's just kind of like the vibe. Anyway, that's all I really have to say. This video is discombobulated. I don't know. I love you guys. Bye.